you are involved in selling truck parts, quoting truck parts, or doing anything at all with truck parts, you are going to want to watch this video very quickly. So what I'm going to show you here is the ability to mass cross hundreds or thousands of part numbers all at once. All right, and it happens very, very quick. So what I have here is I have a spreadsheet, simple, 2 columns. First column, part number. Second column, description. And we have about 500 part numbers on this, and we're not worried about these dashes. Like this one has a DDE dash, this one has a DDE slash, all these things that are in here. Our first version of our search algorithm is plenty smart to figure this out. So what I'm looking for is beta testers. If you are interested in beta testing and trying this tool out before the public and giving us some great feedback on it, love to have a conversation with you. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to drag that file you just signed here with that sample of the 500. And what it's doing now is it's uploading that entire file, and it's actually cross-referencing about the first 50, 60, 70, 80 or so parts for us. So this is a 2-step process. Step 1, upload. Step 2, match. So what we're looking for here is a couple things. 1, if there's a match part number, you want to validate. I have a gasket, this is a gasket. This is an isolator, this is an isolator. And you go through. The no results found mean that part number is not in our system. What I would do is I would just recommend going back later and kind of going through and just going through the part numbers one at a time. Maybe our system didn't like the prefix, maybe your part number is wrong, whatever it is. Maybe it's not in our system because there are no part numbers that exist like that, or there are no crosses, whatever it is. So I'm not worried about no results found right now. I'm not worried about validating all these matches. What I'm going to do real quick is just go through here and show you what to look for. So we're looking for the blanks. So the blanks means our system did not auto match. And what we're doing through is we're just trying to figure it out. Like, okay, this is a vent with tube, this is a coolant hose. I'm not really seeing anything that would really match with that, so I'm going to exclude it from the list because I don't want to get results back that have bad data. So let's exclude that one. And again, we're just going through the list. Detroit Diesel, Mercedes-Benz, Detroit Diesel. All right. General Motors bearing sleeve. No, I don't think that's what it is. Cummins uses the same part number, and so on and so on. So we're going to go through this whole list of 400 parts. I debated about just taking this thing and pausing it, but you know what? Let's just go through this thing pretty quickly. It's only 500 parts, which is funny because if I say that now, and I think if anybody else said, oh, it's only 500 part numbers to cross, they're sitting there for a whole day doing it. So we really believe that this is probably going to be a tool that you are going to want to use if you have to cross-reference a lot of parts. So those customers that have to deal with large quotes, we think this will be a great tool for you to quickly and easily go through. So you're probably seeing a couple little duplicates come up. That's normal in our system. We have a team that goes through the system constantly deduping things. So as we get files added back into it, every search that we do with these no results found, our team goes back and researches. We actually have parts professionals here that do all that stuff. So every search you give our system, it gets that much better. All right, so that's kind of the key with us is we need searches. So that's where I'm looking for beta testers. I'm looking for people to get in here and play with the system and tell us what you hate about it. I don't need to know what's good about it. I need to know what doesn't work so that we can make it even a better tool for everybody. All right, so I'm getting through the list here pretty quickly. You'll see some of these I'm just purposely kind of blowing past them pretty quick just for the sake of this. So as you know, these short part numbers are always problematic because there's so many matches that it could possibly have in the system. And we're just kind of keep going through. And again, I'm just going for all the blank ones here and trying to figure out retaining rod. Probably this one, retaining rod. Yep, that looks like it. So if we're for a parts manufacturer, love to talk to you about making sure that you are included in our system. We obviously have a lot of people that are in here looking up stuff all day long. That one's probably Detroit Diesel. So I'd love to have a conversation with you. It doesn't cost you anything to be in our system. We would assume you want your part numbers to show up in here so people can cross to you. That's at least our assumption. I'd be amazed talking to some of the companies how they just don't want to be involved at all, which that's a whole other story for another day. And again, I'm getting down through the list pretty quick here. So the question you have to ask yourself, if someone was doing this by hand and trying to cross-reference all these parts, how long would that take them? And I know this video is probably going to end up being about 7-8 minutes long, somewhere in that neighborhood. So, yeah, it's a long video. You're sitting through this demo watching, but at the end of the day, much quicker. Hopefully this tool, and the fact is everything we do here at Diesel Laptops is based around saving you time or saving you money. So if we can't do either of those things, we really don't need to be doing business together. All right. Short part numbers are horrible. Just so many matches on those things. We do have a 2.0 version that we'll be coming out with of our search algorithm that will make this a little bit better, but there you go. So I made it through the list in about 4 minutes. Not bad for 500 part numbers. I'm gonna hit export cross. Now what it's gonna do, it's gonna email me, right? So I'm gonna get an email notification sent to me. Now with 500 crosses, probably gonna take a couple minutes for our system to go in the background. So I'm gonna pause the video. I will open my email as soon as the email arrives, and I will show you what I would do if I was on the other end of this thing trying to figure out what to do with all these parts I just crossed. So hold on 1 second. Well, I probably didn't even need to pause it because this email came almost immediately, and this is the email you'll get. It basically says, hey, click here to download. So I'm gonna go ahead and click that, and it's gonna open up a zip file. I use this wonky program called WinRAR. I'm kind of old school that way. But now I got a CSV file that's in here. So of those 500 parts, let's see how many of those actually crossed to something. So I got to kind of resize things here to fit in the little viewer window I got going on for this video. So now we have a bunch of columns, right? So I will do this just to kind of make things a little bit easier to read. And we have column number 1, which is your part number, your description. This is exactly what we uploaded. Here is the matched part number, the matched manufacturer, matched description, and we have our crosses. So this is where it gets really exciting, at least for a parts guy like me. So first of all, let's see. Of the 500 parts we uploaded, 672 crosses. Again, of those 500, to me, it looked like going through that 75% of those parts were in the system already. So what the system does now is it crosses everything. So hey, you uploaded this part number and it crosses to this PAI. And you'll notice we have a couple different things going on here. We have direct and indirect part numbers that are going on. So here's a Freightliner sending unit, right? That's what we matched it to, and it crossed to a Dorman number. And then we have these indirect crosses. So indirect crosses means things got crossed from one manufacturer to another. A equals B. If B equals C, does A equal C? Our parts people and our algorithms figure a lot of that out. We call those indirect crosses. So in this case, Dorman probably had crossed to a couple different Freightliner part numbers as well, which is thus why we have some direct like Freightliner to Freightliner part number crosses that appear in the system. So what I would do if I was a parts guy is I do a little bit of Excel magic, and I think anyone that's mass crossing tools probably knows how to do this stuff. But what I would do is I would put some filters on everything over here, and I would say, okay, great, let's go. I know that I stock Alliance, Alliance Power, Atro, Automan, Climatech, Comment, whatever. So I go through pick. I'm like, okay, now I can easily take these manufacturers that I know I stock on my shelves, and I have all the crosses all done. And again, you just want to kind of double check things as you go through, but that's it. Now you have the ability to take a customer or a vendor's complete inventory, dump it into our system, and immediately get back everything that it crosses to. So we think it's a great tool for the industry. I'm looking for beta testers, absolutely free. We just want to work with you on a weekly phone call. See how the tool's working for you, get feedback, give us ideas and suggestions to how to keep improving it and making it a better tool. And eventually this will make it into a new platform we have coming out that's not yet released that I think you guys are absolutely going to love. So there it is, the quick overview, beta testers. When you see this video on YouTube or wherever we have it, there'll be links to sign up for the beta test program. Please do. Love to work with you. Let's get it done and keep making the industry a better place. Thank you for watching.